Alright, so this is 5/8 flams. I'm going to start with the breakdown measure section, sorry. The tempo is at 80 BPM. The eighth note is the 80. So it would be like, for the 5/8, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm also going to count the ands, which would be the 16th notes. Be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and right like that. It's going to be slow, so you get a better idea of how to break it down. 1 and 2 and 3 and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and the second measure. 1 and 2, ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and here's the third measure, which is off the left hand. 1 and 2 and ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. And then the fourth measure, also off the left hand. 1 and 2 and ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 1, which is the release tap. So let me do the whole thing with repeats. 1, 2 and ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. Right? So just be careful with the rhythm there. Let me do it a little faster. I'll take it at, this is 140. This is the eighth note. 1, 1, I'm only going to count the eighth notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 4, 5, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 1. Let me take it at, that was 140, here's 180. So this is probably a more realistic speed, which would, yeah, this is the eighth note at 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1, 2, 4, and 5, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 1, and 2, and 4, 5, 1, and 2, and 4, 5, 1. Okay? So that's that. Let me go back to 80. Alright, so now we'll go back, and this is the variation 1. So variation 1 is pretty straightforward with the flams, and then you're basically doing flam accents. So you got flam, flam, flam accent for the first measure. Same thing for the second measure. No, I'm sorry. First measure is flam, flam, flam accent, flam accent. So you got flam, flam, flam accent, flam accent. Second measure. Second measure is flam, flam, flam tap, flam, and then you have that accent. So you have this count 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay? Just be careful. It's 3, big flam, flam, and small flam, big left hand. Okay? And that phrase, flam, flam left, flam accent, happens throughout the first and second variations. So I'm only going to keep this nice and slow like this. So here is variation 2. And I will, we'll do it measure by measure. Here's measure 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2, 3 and flam and 5 and 1 and flam and 4 and 5, 1 and flam and 1 and 4, 5, 1. Okay? I said I was going to do measure by measure. First measure, variation 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 1. Second measure, 1, 2, 3, and flam, and 4, and should be 5, and 1, and this is third measure. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5. Fourth measure is the same thing. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 1 is the release. Yeah, so just be careful with that whole flam left, small flam, big left. So you got accented flam, left, small flam, big left accent. So let me play the whole first variation. 1 and 2 and ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. Repeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 1. Alright, so now we're on variation 2. Let's do the first measure. So you have, I'll do it slow. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. Right? That happens for 2 measures. The second measure is the same exact thing. The third measure is that flam, tap, flam accent. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and. Okay, remember you got the flam on the left towards the end there. And that repeats. So here's measure 1 in time. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. Second measure. 1, 2, ready and play. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. That's the third measure. Third measure. 1, 2 and 3 and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 is the release on the fourth measure. Here's the fourth measure. 1 and 2 and ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. And I'll play the whole thing with repeats. 1, 2, ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. Repeat, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. So yeah, the only thing you need to be careful with is the differentiation between the left accents that are in that second variation and the left flams that happen after that. And here is the tag. This is still going to be the eighth note is at 80. So I'm not sure how you guys will play this in terms of warm-up, but I'll keep the eighth note at 180, so it might seem a little slow in some spots. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E, and remember this is in 4/4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and play E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 5 and 2. Sorry, I was thinking of 5. Same thing. So here's the first measure. 1 E and play E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 5. 1 should be 1. This is the second measure, which I keep saying 5 at. 1 and 2 second measure, and 3 E and play E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and sorry, I screwed that up. Just note that on that second measure of the tag, every flam is followed by a tap on that high end. So they're all flam taps. So you've got 1 E and 2 E. I'm sorry, I can't see this here. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 5. I'm sorry. Alright, so I keep counting in 5. Here's the second measure again. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... I'm going to slow it down because I'm sucking at it. Here it is at 60. So we have 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay? So here's the whole tag at 60. 1 and 2 and 3 and play, and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, and I should have ended that with a rim shot. But that's it. You can work on the tempos faster. That should help you with it rhythmically. Let me play that tag one more time. 1E and a play E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, and I'm not sure those dashed lines over some of those notes. I'm not sure what those mean. When I had an old instructor of mine, when I marched Fusion and back in 08, those dash lines differentiated different heights. Like I think the dash was like a 3-inch height for us or something. I don't remember. But yeah, so maybe there's something that explains it, or something that the instructors there can help clarify you that with. All right, so cool. Sorry this took 12 minutes, but whatever. All right, thanks. Hope you liked it.